So question number 1, in order to create a linear system that it's asked for here, I have to take the information and write 2 different equations. So the first one would be in 2009 Bedford Road Invitational Tournament, the Brit in Saskatoon, where I did my internship actually. I was involved in that Brit tournament. Held its 41st annual basketball tournament. Including this 41st tournament, teams from outside Saskatchewan have won the tournament 17 more times than teams from inside the province. So, if you have S is Sask teams, and it's important that you identify your variables, okay? So make sure you have these written down like on a test or something. Make sure you have these written down just really quickly. And then let's say N is non-Sask teams, okay? Just something really brief. It doesn't have to be a big long explanation, but Sask teams, non-Sask teams, okay? So first of all, there's 41 tournaments that have been played. So all of the tournaments have winners, and there's only 2 categories. That's Sask teams and non-Sask teams. So I would say S plus N has to equal 41. Okay? So to be clear, S Sask teams, that's Sask teams winners, actually. Okay? And non-Sask team winners. Just I didn't write that down, but that's technically what we're saying, right? So the winners from Sask plus the winners from non-Sask is 41. The other information is that the teams from outside the province, so non-province teams, have won 17 more than the Saskatchewan teams. So if I'm going to make non-province team winners and Saskatchewan team winners equal, I either have to subtract 17 from the ones that have more wins, or I have to add 17 to the ones that have fewer wins to make them equal. You see that? So that's the way I like to view that. If these were to be equal, which side does the 17 have to go on to make them the same? Well, the Saskatchewan teams have won 17 less times, so I have to add 17 to their number of wins. Get it? So this would be the 2, this one, or you could subtract 17 from N. Yeah, or this one. So, or N minus 17 equals S. They're both exact same. So question B says, it doesn't say solve. You can solve, but you don't have to. It just gives you 2 solutions, and you test them to see which one works. So solution A says the teams from Saskatchewan have won 29 times, the teams from outside Saskatchewan have won 12 times. Well, that violates what we just read, that teams from outside Saskatchewan have won more times. So this one obviously is not the solution right away. How do you know that for sure? Well, put them in both equations. So Saskatchewan teams, 29 plus 12 equals 41. That's true, but 12 minus 17 does not equal 29. You see? So this one is not true, so that means that solution A is not correct. And again, you should be showing me that which solution is correct. See, some of you just say solution B is correct. You need to show me, okay? So put the numbers in like you're supposed to. Show me that it is correct or incorrect. So the other one is 12 plus 29 equals 41, which is still correct. And then 29 minus 17 equals 12, and that is also correct. So it's solution B. Okay? So that's question number 1 on your review assignment. Does that help clarify now? Does that make sense? Does that help you guys? Okay. Is anyone struggling with number 2 or any other question from your review here so far? Number 2 involves money. Maybe I'll do number 2 as well. Just for those of you that may want to know about that. Sometimes that's a little tricky. The money questions, I don't know. So Yvette operates a snow blowing business. She charges $15 for a small driveway and $25 for a large driveway. Here's our variables right away. So S is number of small driveways, looks like, and L is number of large driveways. Okay, so identify your variables. Make sure you have that. Now you use these letters in your equations. So one weekend, Yvette made $475 by clearing snow from 25 driveways. Okay, so here is the first equation I would write. 25 driveways. So they're either small or they're large, and they are 25 in total. See that? So a lot of times you just add the two together. For a lot of these systems, it's pretty simple. And then the second one here, $15 per small driveway and $25 per large driveway equals a total of $475. So $15 times the small driveways will give you the money, right, for this that she made on the small driveways. Add to that the money that she makes for every large driveway. That total money has to equal $475. So again, this is a money equation, right? That's the money equation right there. This one is just a number, a straight number equation. So make sure that this is money, yep, $15 per small driveway. Make sure that this is money, yep, $25 per large driveway. And make sure that this is money, $475, money. Okay? Any questions about that one? I'll leave B for you guys to figure out which one is the correct answer by substitution there. I'm looking around the room. You guys good? Yes? On this question? Nodding your head, yeah? Okay, everybody's understanding? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to skip to number 4 here. This is a good question because it doesn't give you a word problem to solve. It gives you a diagram to solve. Now, to solve, meaning create the linear system given the graph. And so what you need to do here for this one is you need to examine a couple things on the graph. What do you know about this graph? Well, you know that on the blue graph there are 2 points given. They're the highlighted points there. And on the red graph there's 2 points given. Now, we don't know for sure what the y-intercept is. It's impossible for us to guess what that decimal is, and the y-intercept isn't even shown up here for the red one. So what we're going to do is we're going to use point slope form. Remember that? Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So that's the point slope form of a line. I can find the slope really easily between 2 given points, and I have at least 1 point that I know is on the line for me to use. So that's what we're going to do. So let's find the slope first for the red one. So this point is 2, 5, right? 2, 5. This point is 4, negative, looks like 1. 4, negative 1. Okay. So in order to find the slope, I go negative 1 minus 5 on top. And I'm going to go 4 minus 2 on the bottom. So that slope is going to be negative 6 over 2 or negative 3. You guys agree with that? Awesome. So that's the slope, and I'm going to pick a point. Doesn't matter. I'll pick 2, 5. So my point is 2, 5. So my slope is negative 3, point's 2, 5. I'm going to go y minus the y value, 5, equals m, that's negative 3, times x minus the x value of the point, 2. Now, this is okay for an equation of the line, not maybe the best option for the point. Y equals mx plus b is usually best, but you don't have to. You don't have to put it like that. You should get rid of the brackets though, and maybe gather some like terms. So this is okay. This is just okay. It doesn't say what form they want it in, right? Okay. So you can stop there if you want. Blue, you can do blue the exact same way, and I probably won't do the blue. I'll let you do the blue. This is negative 2, negative 1 as a point. This point looks like 8, 5. So you can find the slope and use one of those points. What is the solution to the linear system? Is it exact or approximate? How do you know? It appears the solution is always the intersection point, and it appears that that intersection point is exactly on one of the grid lines, 2 of the grid lines of the graph. So it looks like this is an exact value of 3, 2, right? X equals 3, y equals 2. That looks like that's the solution. Now what you could do is plug these values of x and y into both of your equations that you have determined, this being 1, and then the blue one that I'll let you do. Plug both of those values in and see if they satisfy the equation, if they make the left side equal the right side. And if that's the case, then this is the solution. It is exact because these are exact decimals. And how do you know? You've shown your check there. Okay? I'll let you tackle the rest of that on your own and check the back of the book for your answers. And Matt, let me know if you have any other questions about it. Yeah.
This isn't about before, but like.
So using graphing technology, you will have available the TI-83s in class to use for the exam, this class of mine. So I have that here, and I'll go over this last question of the class here for you today. So just a reminder on how to do this. The y equals button right here in the top left, that's where you're going to access your equation. And you want to clear everything that's on there. Whoops. You want to clear everything that's on there already, so you have a clean slate. And then in order to input your equation into these calculators, you do have to solve for y first. So for a, you would have to do some rearranging first, a couple steps here, get y equals. So it's got to be in y equals mx plus b form. So we'll do b. If you have a fraction, you should use brackets to type that in. So for the 1/6 x, we're going to do 1 divided by 6 in brackets. Oops, didn't hit 1. 1 divided by 6 in brackets, and then close the bracket there, and then just put an x behind it, so that's like times x minus 2. So remember, this is the minus sign over here, and this is the negative sign. So that's the first one. Second one, inside the brackets, we're going to have a negative 1 divided by 6. Okay, so put the coefficient inside the brackets, and then times x, and then plus 2. All right? So these have different slopes and different y-intercepts. So they're going to be, because they're different slopes, they're going to have one intersection point, aren't they? So let's hit graph and see what happens. If you cannot see the intersection point on the screen, then you're going to have to do some adjustment. Here it's barely. So I need to see more of the x-axis there. You see that? More of the x-axis. So I need to go to Window and X maximum. I'm going to need to make that bigger. So I'm going to say like 30 to make sure I can see it in there. So X max, I'm going to make that bigger so that you see, we definitely see, it's going to be around here somewhere, we definitely see the intersection point there. Now it looks like it might be on the x-axis, but let's be sure. Second function trace gets us to our calculate menu. So see the little calc above there? Second function trace, number 5. First curve, it'll show you up here, yes. Second curve, it'll show you up there, yes. There's only one intercept on the page, so you can just hit yes, enter a third time, and it'll show you the intersection point is 12, 0. 12, 0. So x equals 12, y equals 0 is our solution. To check that algebraically, just to make sure we've typed everything into the calculator properly, 0 equals 1/6 times 12 minus 2. So that is 12 over 6 is 2 minus 2. That is correct. And you also put in this 1 over 6 times 12 plus 2. And that's going to be negative 2 plus 2. And that's correct as well. So there's your answer for B, using the graphic calculators. Good?
Yep.
Any questions? Okay. So just a reminder, on MrMathWell.com, on your FM10 page there is a review available. Please watch that before your exam here. All right, dismissed.